What's up, guys? Back on me is here, and we got Sabrina Teen Twitch Season 2, Episode 17, The Equalizer. I know that there's a show called Queen Latifah called The Equalizer, but this is before that, we all know. So anyway, this episode starts off with Valerie and Sabrina, and just hanging out in a shop when one of Valerie's crushes, when a boy Valerie crushes on, comes and is like yeah. So Valerie likes this dress, but she can't buy it. So Sabrina actually uses her powers to make it 20% off, and then we cut to Sam the cat just hanging out when magically a hole pierces Sabrina's sweater. So Sabrina comes home after that, and she's like Sam the cat, what are you doing? Why is there a hole in my sweater? And she's like basically because why is there a hole in her sweater? And he's like I don't know. And so then one day at school, Roland the troll from season 1, episode 20, from the finale of season 1 comes back, and he's basically like, this guy, he's still in love with Sabrina for some reason, even though now that she's 17, and he's like, hey, you took a hole out of that, dress by making it 20% off. I took a hole in your sweater. Basically, that's what he said. And he even continues his rivalry with Harvey, which he keeps calling him farm boy. And he's like, is this the cousin that you and your aunts talked about? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, come on, farm boy. He's like, I'm not a farm boy. He still calls him a farm boy for some reason. So the answer, like, hey, Sabrina, you can't stop being equalized until you stop doing what you're doing, and basically, and basically, she gets, because she also does a thing where she changed the thing, so Harvey and Valerie and Crush would say they won. So Sabrina pays back the gum machine guy or something, and but now Roland's like, hey, you can't also do that. She's like, Valerie really likes that dress, and she's like, maybe you could sell one, and he takes them down to his he's like, do you have a spinning wheel? And he's like, yeah, down the dungeon. So so then he takes him down to the spinning wheel. She keeps doing magic, so then there's this prick finger thing. He's like, touch it, and then there's this dream sequence where Sabrina's like, he tries to attempt to Sleeping Beauty Sabrina, and then Zelda's, and they're like, hey, she's just rolling down the dungeon, and then Zelda's like, hey, you can't sleep in beauty, her Sleeping Beauty spells have been illegal since Sleeping Beauty, so, wow. So at school, Valerie and Sabrina are just hanging out with Val. Crush comes, and Sabrina's like, will you take her to dance? And he's like, yeah, Sabrina, I'll take you to dance. And that just caused Valerie to, run off. And that's when Roland's like, hey, you took your best friend, you stole the heart of your best friend, Crush, and I'm gonna take yours. So he takes Sabrina's heart, and that basically means Sabrina's now fully infatuated with this guy. And she's like, hey, come on, I'm going with you, so Harvey and, Hilda, for some reason, doesn't want to go to prom with, Mr. Principal Kraft for some weird reason. It's kind of weird. I thought she liked it, but yeah. So she's like, I got plenty of dates. So she summons Cupid, and Cupid's, like all broken up about how his fiance left him, and it's the same Cupid that we saw in season 2, episode 3. So yeah, and he's all broken hearted about how his fiance left him, and yeah. But Hill's able to make a joke and at Zelda or someone, and that makes Cupid able to come back, and they realize that Sabrina was taken by Roland, and they're like, and they call Valerie, which we don't get to see. So yeah, so Sabrina's all infatuated with him. She's like, oh, I like your place. Your place is awesome, and yeah, he's like, your place is awesome, and he's like, yeah, but then they're like, but she's like, I don't want to leave Roland, and yeah, but then she's able, like, Cupid's able to, Cupid's able to, like, use something to knock her out, and he's like, make her be in love with Hilda, and Hilda, now both Cupid and Troll are in love with Hilda, and Hilda's like, and he's like, here's Sabrina's heart back, and she's like, oh, I want Roland to get away from her, because she came back to hating him, and she's like, I'm out of here. So yeah, she's back. So yeah, and Roland's like, and Hilda's like, hey, Zelda's like, hey, your one thing will come true, and that's the dance with Sabrina. So he dances with her, do some good dancing, and then he's like, and Valerie's like, hey Sabrina, I'm not mad at you. Maybe he doesn't like me. So yeah, so maybe but Cupid reveals that Valerie's crush is just hiding the fact that he likes Valerie. He's shy. She's like, wait, he's shy, and yeah. So he's like, I didn't remove my arrows, but I do have P. But he's like, I'm not going to use the P. But he actually does use them on both Principal Kraft and Zelda, and she's like, wow, gross, but wow. But kind of weird how she does like Principal Kraft, but she thinks it's not that good that Zelda likes him. And yeah, and then Sabrina does a nice thing for Roland by conjuring up a guy of her own for him, and basically, and she and Harvey dance, and that's how the episode ends. Okay, so this episode was really good. It was a cool scene return of Roland from the finale of season 1, and basically he still loves Sabrina. Like, this dude cannot get his mind off the 17-year-old, and or when he last saw her, she was 16, but now she's 17. So yeah, and I really liked this episode. So like, comment, subscribe. I think you guys have a wonderful, afternoon. I'll see you next Sabrina the Teenage Witch.